Ferrari. Just the name rings with history. Whether it's Michael Schumacher winning another race, or childhood memories of a poster on your wall. But even Ferrari dreamers have to grow up one day, and maybe when they do, they dream about a grown-up Ferrari.
The 456 was first introduced in 1992 and was Ferrari's first car designed for the 21st century. A modern interpretation of the traditional 2+2, the 456 was also the first modern Ferrari to revert to a front-engined rear-wheel drive configuration. And that, importantly, is what makes it grown up. It allows extra space for passengers and their luggage.
So you might say that this is Daddy's Ferrari. Oh good. Who's the daddy? I've never actually been sure about the 456, either the looks or the idea of it. And then I drove it, and it all changed. So if you, like me, are a doubter, let's just see if this experience changes your mind. I'll tell you one thing for a start. Nothing I have ever driven has the instant sense of occasion that hits you when you climb on board this thing, and you do climb on board. Now, just because this is the grown-up Ferrari, don't let that fool you into thinking it's sedate, because it's not by a long way. That is a Ferrari 5.5 litre V12 up front there, pushing out 442 brake horsepower, which means 0 to 60 is achieved in just over 5 seconds, and the top speed, 187 miles an hour. It's really difficult to explain in absolute terms when you get to this level of stratospherically expensive car, just why it's worth it. It is worth it. I know it's worth it. I just can't say exactly why. And boy, this is a very, very expensive motor. Over £170,000. It is the most expensive Ferrari you can buy. Mind you, there's a couple of good reasons why you might pay a bit more. And it's these 2 extra seats in the back. I'm in the back seat of a Ferrari. I can have my mates here. That's incredible. Of course, there are those who'll sit there saying, well, you see, front engine, rear wheel drive, it's nothing to a mid-engine layout. Really? I'd like to see you test the limits of this thing. Oh yeah, it is incredible. It's just an amazing driving experience. Again, I can't tell you why it's worth the money, but somehow it is. It's impossibly direct, immediate response from every input through the steering wheel without being twitchy. It feels purposeful. It's actually really comfortable. There's a gentle amount of body roll which I didn't expect to find, but it is so perfectly controlled. I have absolute confidence in this machine. There is an amazingly sophisticated traction control system, and there is an off button. And I'm going to leave it alone. Very expensive car. Most 456s are sold in automatic form, and before you gasp, it's not actually that surprising. This is, after all, a 4-seater, practical Ferrari. This, though, is a manual version, 6-speed, with, of course, the traditional Ferrari gate. You need that clack, clack between gear changes. It's gorgeous. I want to marry it.
Now let's face it, no matter how many nice things I say about this car, Ferrari aren't going to let me keep it. I've got to find something to criticise.
Find a fault, something to criticise. Well, if there was going to be one criticism, it's more a criticism of me, if I'm honest. It's the fact that it doesn't scream Ferrari. So I've blown 170 odd G's on the car, and it's discreet. I want loud and brash. I'm just too vulgar for this car. And that's my fault, not the car's.
There are those fanatical purists who dislike the new breed of well-behaved supercars. But let's face it, few of us have the ability of Michael Schumacher. The 456's pure usability means you can look forward to driving the car and enjoy it instead of frightening the living daylights out of yourself.
In my years as a motoring journalist, I have never changed my mind so completely about a car. The 456 is my new fave Fezzer. Hooray! Ferrari will be chuffed.